New recording number 4.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right,
Peter.
Oh.
Me. Someone me. Me.
Kiki. Really?
Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Grassy ass, sir.
All right.
Welcome back, Wagoneers, to another exciting episode of the Wasted Wagons podcast. It's been quite a while since we got together, but we have the original crew here with us. We also have Biff and Russell as well joining us today. But I think Sean pointed out before we even got on air here that it's been since May 31st since the last time we recorded.
What?
So now, in this time of year, we're wrapping up a couple of sports finals, and one of them being the Stanley Cup, and then the other being the College Baseball World Series. And they're actually going to have the final of both of them tomorrow night. Does anybody want to share their opinions on either or first?
I mean, I don't particularly care about either team in either championship. I do think I'm going to watch the Stanley Cup Finals tomorrow, though, because the Oilers started down 0-3 and just made an immense comeback. To me, I find that entertaining. I'd like to see them kind of finish the series on top and win it all. No problem with that, Patrick?
I had a problem with that fucking.
Just having an orgasm over that.
It's more like a brain fart.
As for the College World Series, man, I don't, I'm a Mississippi State fan, and I don't really like most of the other teams in the SEC. So I don't really care to see either Tennessee or Texas A&M win. I have a slight preference for Tennessee, I guess, but really don't care.
So when LSU got out of it, I got out of it too. And then I guess the Panthers. Not that I watch hockey, but I watched a snippet on TV once.
That's some shit.
I watched a snippet on TV once about the Panthers, and it excited me.
Like, how excited were you?
That is great of you.
Not exciting enough to
Did you go from
continue
6 to
watching the whole
midnight?
game.
Not enough to pick them as your favorite team over the Golden Knights.
Oh no!
Didn't excite you that much.
So did it get like a semi or?
You got Chubb?
It was like what's
Was your sundial at high noon?
It was like a mid stiff. It was a mid stiff, but not quite semi.
Mid-stiff.
Like it was what's in between semi and
a chub? A mini chub? I don't know.
Chubby?
a mini chub.
Chubby?
Mini chub.
Suck
That's
my
what
chub?
I got a mini chub for a second, and I was like, nah.
But why did the Florida
Nick
Panthers
Chubb?
excite you, though, Mike? Was it your Cuban roots?
I am partial to Florida teams.
You like the Dolphins?
I don't know.
Dolphin, baby, cry.
All right, Hootie.
I'm going to go on the College World Series train here. I think that the teams that I would have liked to have seen win of the 8 that went were among the first ones eliminated. So my favorite choice would have been NC State. Carson's an NC State fan. He became one at the 2021 College World Series because it was the first time he had actually seen that Wolfpack logo, and he ended up kind of falling in love with it, and that became his his secondary school. To Georgia is his favorite, and they actually had to play each other to get in. They actually had to play each other to get into the College World Series, which was very interesting because he's more of a Georgia football fan, but he was more of the NC State baseball fan. But he was actually pulling more for Georgia because he said they hadn't been to the College World Series in a little while. So he was.
Would you say he was a bandwagon Georgia football fan?
No, actually.
When did he start liking them? When they were
it was
bad?
like that was his.
Because they haven't been bad.
It was well before they won their championship, and he locked on to them just because of the Bulldog mascot.
He just liked the logo.
We can confirm he has been to Georgia.
And they really did just kind of happen to get good after he said he was a fan.
Yeah.
But I was pulling for NC State to
They've
win.
been good for a while.
NC State was the second team eliminated from the College World Series, so then I kind of shifted over and started pulling for Pat's team. I was pulling for Florida to win. Then they got eliminated shortly after that. So among the final two, like I said, like y'all have said, I'll share the mutual feelings here. Like slight preference towards Tennessee, but I really don't like either team. So, but after hearing a story about two of the Texas A&M fans heckling Florida for Florida's bat boy who was tragically killed by his father, I thought that was very low class, and I was glad to hear that. Those two clowns got ejected and got a lifetime ban from Omaha. So, but that also makes me kind of want to pull against Texas A&M a little bit more too.
I don't need any reason to pull against Texas A&M, other than they're a cult and they're fucking 12th man shit, and all of that is super, super weird. I feel like they preach some really on the line principles with their students and this whole gig 'em Aggies and the 12th man thing, and they've just never been likable ever.
Yeah,
like
right.
in any sport, any conference, never been cool. With that said, Tennessee is a big rival to Florida.
Yeah.
So the conflict for me is, do I pull for one of my team's arch rivals or these fucking creeps in Texas A&M? I'm pulling for Tennessee.
Yeah.
Only because it's Texas A&M.
Just admit you have a man crush on the Tennessee's coach and we can call it a day.
Well, I don't have a man crush on him, but if I was going to have a man crush on anyone, it would be him. He looks like one of the players. He at least looks young. He looks like one of the players every time they pan to him. I'm like, he's got to wear a different shirt or jersey or something to distinguish himself from the rest of the team because he looks young like one of the players. Like he could be like a 50-year senior.
Not like the dude pitching last night.
Yeah,
Not like
Looked 50 years old.
Look like
Yeah.
my neighbor.
What to do with the mustache?
Yeah.
No, the clean shaven guy.
Clean
with the
shaven
no
guy with a
sideburns.
huge chin. He looked like the Incredibles guy.
he was pitching at the end of the game for A&M yesterday. But the A&M's like whole pitching staff looks like they have the shaved off sideburns with the mullet.
Yeah,
so
right.
I think that's like something they're all doing.
They all look like Chads, Kyles, and Titans. Let's just say what it is.
Giga
is what it is.
Chads.
Yeah. As far as hockey, and this is weird. Like I've been getting a lot of texts and flack from random friends about Florida potentially blowing this 3-0 lead, and I have to remind people like, hey, I'm not really a Florida Panthers hockey fan. I'm pulling for them because the podcast I listen to is based out of Florida, and there's some really cool guys on the podcast that are. It'd be nice for them to get there first. Yeah. But the flip side, I'm going to laugh if they blow a 3-0 Stanley Cup lead. So I can't lose in that regard. I don't have a problem with Edmonton. I don't really follow them that much. I know they have great players in McDavid and Draisaitl. That's fine. And some other players have stepped up finally. Well, Draisaitl finally showed up to a game in the series. But if they win, cool. It's not going to affect me either way. If Miami wins or loses, cool. Once my team is out, I stop really caring who wins unless it's like the Red Wings, the Blackhawks, or the Golden Knights. Other than that, I'm usually pretty indifferent to whoever wins a Stanley Cup championship.
I will usually join, and of course, unless the Kings were like in 12 and 14, definitely. And then Todd's a Sharks fan. I was pulling for his team to win a few years back when the Sharks lost to the Penguins in the finals. But generally, I watch the finals just to hope for a good matchup. And I'll say a couple years ago, I remember watching the clinching game for the Colorado Avalanche against the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was when we were in Destin. And I was actually pulling quite hard for the Avalanche at that point just because I did not want to see the Lightning win another one. But I do find myself this year pulling pretty hard for Edmonton. And it's largely because my favorite player that's outside of the Kings organization is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I mean, he's played his whole career on Edmonton. He's kind of like an unsung hero there. He lives in the shadows of Draisaitl and McDavid. So he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, but I think a lot of those Edmonton fans have like a vast appreciation for him playing his whole career there. But I want to see him win the cup. So that's my motivation for Edmonton, pulling pretty hard for Edmonton. After Florida got up to the 3-0 lead, I kind of was like resigned to the fact, and I was like, you know what? It would be good for Sergei Bobrovsky to finally win one. He's earned it. He's been one of the best goalies in the league for a long time. But now my mentality has totally shifted. Not to say fuck Bobrovsky by any stretch, because he's a good dude, but now it's more so this is going to be hilarious, especially when if they zero in on Matthew Tkachuk's face. If they if they end up losing, I cannot stand him.
Vin Diesel's body.
Yeah, he's easy to root against unless he's on your team, and there are Florida Panthers fans that will tell you like, yeah, he's playing well and he's done great for us all season, the last 2 seasons of sorts, but he wasn't the easiest sell to get behind when he came here, just because he does some dickish things, but that's kind of part of his game. He's not a big goal scorer, but he does a lot of dirty work. He grinds on you and just kind of runs you down, and he kind of gets under your skin and annoys you, and he'll fight with you if he wants to or needs to, but yeah, he's not a sexy player in terms of how his play looks on the ice, but he kind of gets the job done for the most part. But he's not the easiest person to love and root for, so I totally get it.
I'm interested in, and I know, and I'm sure a lot of people at this table kind of have like a very don't give a crap about hockey attitude. But as for like the really casual NHL fan, so I wonder who they're pulling for, because you got a United States team in Florida against a Canadian team in Edmonton, but then Edmonton has the face of the NHL on their team in Connor McDavid, so it's kind of like, do the casual fans shift towards the face of the NHL, or do they, like the United States fans, shift towards Florida because it's in the United States?
I would like to just see the team blow a 3-0. I don't care who it is. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'd say most casuals probably kind of like you, just want a good series maybe and good games. Doesn't really, because unless something really amazing happens to pull somebody in to say, hey, this Connor McDavid dude, like I've heard his name on SportsCenter but never really watched him, and maybe that, unless a moment like that happens to pull a casual in to maybe follow him and pick up Edmonton as their team, I don't think there's anything really polarizing on either team to bring someone in, even though there is some star power in the hockey world. There are some star power names in this series.
Yeah. And I believe that if Florida wins, I think Bobrovsky's going to win the Conn Smythe. And if Edmonton wins, I think Connor McDavid could potentially win the Conn Smythe even if they lose, just because of what he's doing.
He should. I think he's minus like 5,000 right now to win the Conn Smythe. So you can just go ahead and give that to him, because unless a Florida player like say Bobrovsky has an absolute mind-bending game to flip it, I don't see McDavid losing it.
Did you bet on that?
No, I don't typically bet on playoff hockey because it can be so random, and the injuries can be so devastating. I just stay away from it. And plus, I'd rather just watch the games and not have to worry about needing shots on goal, because I'll just lose my mind and fucking go ape shit when I come a shot under or something like that. So,
before we close out on the Stanley Cup, though, I think we all know that Travis's intention when Edmonton wins is to get a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins Forever Collectibles Stanley Cup Championship outlet.
Mm-hmm.
I would venture to say yes on that, but some of these Forever Collectibles that are coming out of pre-order right now are $85. So I don't understand how. A couple of years ago, let's say go back in 2012, 2014 when the Kings won the Stanley Cup. I got one from each year. Actually, Todd's got one up there, and the second one up on that shelf. Those things were probably $30, back in 2012, and now they're $85 on pre-order.
Inflation.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
One last thing. It's tied into the Stanley Cup, but also it's a general question I have. So right now, the podcast I listen to inside of Florida, they're having an internal beef because one of the friends of the show, who's a guest, like a regular guest, like once a week, made a comment before the series started that Connor McDavid was overrated, which is completely asinine. And this reporter / columnist, he not really tongue in cheek, and he framed it as though Connor McDavid has been in the league for 9 years. if he wins the Stanley Cup, he will have lived up to the hype and the potential that's been around him. But to this point right now, he has not achieved all the nicknames and yada yada that McJesus and all the other names they've given him. Now, it's still an asinine take, right? Because the dude's clearly not underrated. He is arguably right now the best player in the league.
I mean, how many Hart trophies has he won over the past couple of years?
3.
And then even like this year, he got off to a slow start points wise, goal wise, but then like his assists were just like out of the roof. I mean,
But like, if anyone who watches his game, he's not as big of a goal scorer as he is a setup man for his team. He's the 3rd leading scorer on the team, but he's got almost 100 assists, something like that. He's not your primary goal scorer
every year.
Yeah. So what I was getting at with this is the show is conflicted because they want obviously Miami to win, and their friend on the show said that he's overrated. Well, they feel like the jinx is now on, and before the series started, they were like, "Yeah, we're up 3-0, cool." But now McDavid, along with his teammates, have kind of woken up, and now the series is tied. So they're all having this beef of like superstition and jinx. So my question to you is, be it in sports and or in normal life, are you superstitious, or do you have any kind of superstitions? And do you believe like jinxes per se?
I don't know when it comes to. Well, I mean, I guess you can relate it to sports players. I'm a big believer in karma. I mean, I think bad shit can happen to people who are assholes. I mean, just because a guy says Connor McDavid's overrated, I don't know if that's necessarily the superstition that comes in. But that guy is absolutely wrong. By the way,
to give a little more context, the reason they were talking about jinxes is because the co-host of the show, who's also the president of the media company that they have, wanted to put a billboard in Edmonton before the series started that said Greg Cody was right, after they were already up like 1 or 2 games. So that's where like the jinx and superstition comes in. They're like, hey, let's not poke the bear. And he's like, as if one of the best hockey players in the world needs any more motivation to play harder, to shut me up and make me look like a bigger jackass than I am. And like, yeah, but like superstition, like don't poke the bear on this dude because whatever. And now they're all freaking out because it's now 3-3 and they're like, you're an asshole, you did this. And he's like, it doesn't matter. Like they're not playing as well as Edmonton right now. Me saying what I said has nothing to do with this. They're like, don't care. You jinxed this.
I don't know if I believe in any of that.
I definitely believe in fantasy karma. Do not talk shit in fantasy football, because it will bite you very quickly.
Then why does Doug have like the most championships?
Exactly.
It's bitten him enough time.
It's like, dude,
It bit him this year
Why
with
does
us when he
Cobra
told us.
Lucy
He
have
told us thank you for the donation. I was like, well,
championships?
so like, does anybody
most of the year?
Does anybody have like a lucky jersey that they always wear for games? A spot to sit in, a certain thing they do for games like that?
I remember Mark used to sit. Him and his dad had season tickets for the Saints, and when we would go over to watch the Saints games at his house for the away games, he would always sit in one spot on the sofa. He said that was his good luck spot. I don't remember the Saints being particularly good at that time.
I think the Saints.
I don't think it was working.
But you hear the stories about professional athletes wearing the same pair of underwear in every game because of the fact that it's their lucky draws.
Because he thinks flies are lucky.
I don't know. No, I mean, I really just think Connor McDavid is just proving that he's, and I don't know if a seriously that has anything to do with what this guy said, but at the same time, like, he's just proving that he is the best player in hockey right now, and putting his team on his shoulders to try to get his cup.
I mean, reminded me, I saw the one of the Buffalo losses, the Super Bowls. It was one when Washington beat the living shit out of them. It was like the Bills O-line coach or something was making fun of the D-line for the Redskins, saying they were undersized or whatever. It was like they beat the living piss out of them in that game. And they were like, to this day, the players are like, why did that asshole go on there and do that? It's like, that's what they need. They need more fuel to kick the shit out of us on Sunday.
Kind of like LeBron and Dwayne Wade were mocking Dirk Nowitzki for being sick in the Mavericks Heat championship, and then they end up fucking losing.
But I'm obviously not a professional athlete, not even like a semi-professional athlete. I'm just a jackass that plays in kickball leagues, right? I do
Maulers.
I do have.
Maul them. Maul them.
Bro.
Help us, God.
I'm gonna maul you. Shut the fuck up. I think I do have one superstition, and it's the same one that a lot of baseball players and soccer players have. They don't touch or step on like the out of bounds line. In sports, and I don't know why. I think I just saw it happen in baseball, and I was like, must be a thing. And I still do it. Like I will absolutely walk over the any baseline that I'm going to. I don't know why. I just do it.
I wonder if in women's sports, like, you know how like guys wear the same underwear and stuff, like women, if any women in women's sports like wear the same tampon.
They've got full body deodorant now. So,
Yeah.
You know, I was
thinking he was going with sports bra.
Yeah, I was going with sports bra.
Yeah,
I thought it was sports bra. And now it's like, I wonder if they say pregnancy test.
If it had been sweaty underwear, it had to be tampons.
On that note, I believe in the man
said women in sports.
It's
I
a
was
good
like,
question.
I thought you were going to say something along
my
the
lucky
lines of, I wonder if they wear
tampon.
G-strings or they're playing. Maybe they have a lucky G-string. No, it's a tampon.
No, just
My lucky tampon hasn't come out since 06.
You know, the one that's crusted in blood and been in there for a couple days.
Can you use a pregnancy test?
Can't they
twice?
get toxic shock syndrome if they the tampons
Supposedly,
into
yeah.
Yeah, but they're taking it out after the game and then
And just
reusing
reinserting
later.
it?
That's not how tampons
That sounds
work.
hygienic.
Hasn't it already been removed from the applicator? I'm just saying.
I'm sure there's somebody out there that does.
Is that like turning the underwear inside out and wearing it
You just feel
again?
like pretend like doesn't exist on a live.
what, Alex? What is questions I don't ever want to think about for 1,000 years? Yeah, that. That's a great question, Mike. I tell you what, Mike, you have homework for the next pod. Go find a female athlete
And ask her that
and
question.
get her some
I
information.
mean, what if it's a really lucky tampon?
What's Caitlin Clark's take on this?
Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are pretty hot right now in the news. I mean, you know,
Shoot him a DM.
maybe you should-
Yeah, go slide into some woman's female athlete's DM and see if you can get an answer on this panel. Like, hey, preface it. Hey, we're doing for research. We have run a professional podcast. And we have some questions.
Semi-professional.
Excuse me, Miss Clark. I'm a reporter for a small-time podcast.
Chicago Sun-Times. I have a question. Yeah.
Would you mind answering my question about lucky tampons?
What do you think?
Well, Lucky Dad had Lucky Tampon.
I want to see the face that she makes when you ask that question and just get the reaction.
Before we move on from these sports,
On that note, I believe in the Madden curse. Just anyway.
Episode,
that's not to prove it. That's not to prove
actually
it.
pretty.
episode name.
And now we actually can with like Biff's fantasy team drafted number 1. That's almost as proven as the Madden curse.
Yeah.
Our first round pick. It's only when we have first pick.
Yeah.
No, but even when we have first round, like our first round pick, because we picked Michael Thomas the first right after.
So maybe y'all's
He
game
got
plan
hurt.
needs to say, like, y'all are drafting
We're-
close to the end of the first round this year. So
Yeah,
maybe,
right.
So maybe your game plan needs to, like, you know, is Bijan going to be available? You know, you want somebody on a Saints rival or something.
Yeah, we should just pick Kirk Cousins or something.
Patrick Mahomes is going to break an ankle this year.
Yeah.
Before we fully move on from sports, though, I was actually looked this up earlier to see, you know, when the NHL draft and when the MLB draft is, because Todd's San Jose Sharks pick first in the NHL draft this year, and it's actually next Saturday. So that ought to be pretty interesting. Do you know of anybody that you think the Sharks are going to take or want?
I mean, they're getting that guy that's supposed to be a stud, aren't they?
Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah.
So
They already got Will Smith and Quentin Musty coming up. So I mean, much like the Orioles farm system, perhaps the San Jose Sharks have a couple really good years coming down the road.
Hopefully not.
what are they going to do with Couture? Are they going to
They
trade?
got to get rid of him. He's a little fragile fellow.
They have like no veteran leadership on that team outside of Couture and Vlasic. Let's see.
The ideal thing would have been to keep Tomas Hertl because he was relatively young, make him your captain, and just kind of trade away Logan.
But they
Couture.
traded
I don't know how much value you're
Las
going to
Vegas
get.
Golden Knights.
I don't know how much value you're going to get for Logan Couture though, because he's pretty much washed up and he's injury prone and he gets pushed off the puck too easy. So I don't know.
Well, a couple weeks after that is the MLB draft, and Cleveland Guardians got the first pick there. And I think it's a no-brainer that the Cleveland Guardians need to pick Charlie Condon out of Georgia, but there's a lot of reports saying they're going to take the second baseman from Oregon State, Travis Bazzana. So I'd be pretty frustrated if they passed on Charlie Condon. I think he's I would personally like either Condon or Jack Caglione, but they don't have Caglione. Yeah, for some reason Caglione dropped out of the number 1 spot. Now he's like in the 3, 4, 5 range, but so it doesn't look like he's not on any Guardians radars for some reason. It looks like everything's leaning towards Condon and Bazzana. I'm hoping if between those two they go with Condon, but that's coming up on July 15th, I believe. It'll actually be 14th. It'll be the Sunday while we're in St. Louis, so that'll be pretty cool to see too. But does anybody else have any opinions on anything sports related?
Did you say Brian Scalabrine earlier? No, that's the white mama.
No, it's talking about the guy that's projected to be the first round NHL pick.
Oh yeah, Macklin Celebrini is supposed to be the guy that everybody's projecting the Sharks to take at number 1.
It's a great
Boston U.
It's a great last name, especially for like hockey player that if you score goals by having Sellies.
Celebrini celebration.
Yeah,
There you go.
Sellies.
Celebrini
Selly.
Yeah.
It's
I'm gonna trademark that right now. I want royalties on that shit.
But see, going back to Connor McDavid really quick. So you have this guy Macklin Celebrini, and I'm sure he'll probably have a solid NHL career. But like Connor McDavid was a can't miss prospect. I remember a guy I used to work with the year that I was working at summer camp at the time, and the year McDavid was the number 1 overall pick, and he was a Buffalo Sabres fan, and he was praying that they won the lottery because he was like, we really need Connor McDavid, and then Edmonton gets it, and he's, to me, lived up to every aspect. I mean, he's perennial MVP, Hart Trophy winner. No, he doesn't have a cup yet, but he's still relatively young, and those days are probably going to come for him. So maybe tomorrow.
He's got a lot of hearts, huh? Is he God?
He's God.
That is very God.
That's very good. That's very good.
That is extremely God.
It's like 5 hearts out of 5.
No, I'm not like a humongo Connor McDavid fan from his personality or Draisaitl either, but the guys are both very good. I mean, no denying him.
I can't deny you. He's a straight rider.
I was just thinking
Gotta turn that down. We don't give him royalties restrictions.
Copyright
So, well, since we last had the pod, the NBA Finals ended.
I was about to say, how about them Celtics? Crickets.
If anybody has anything to add on
Jason
that,
Tatum not winning
watch
MVP.
any of it.
Who they play? Oh, they played Dallas.
How about Jason Tatum not winning MVP? The first player to lead his team in scoring, assists, and rebounds and did not win MVP.
Who won MVP?
Jaylen Brown.
D.
Who was
I didn't
second place
watch
in
it.
all 3 of those stats. But he won MVP.
Jaylen Brown.
No, not D. Brown.
Jaylen Brown played some good D though.
I do like the fact that Jaylen Brown took D. Brown's number because it made D. Brown jerseys relevant again.
I'm okay with them winning. Like, listen, for me, as long as it's not the Lakers, we're in a good spot. I don't.
Yeah, my prediction at Christmas was wrong.
I
said, you remember that? I said they're going to give it to LeBron because that was when they gave him that damn early season tournament with those calls against the Pelicans. And like, dude, that was such BS. Like, I just get sick of like when the refs are clearly calling in favor of one team over another team, regardless of what team that is. Like in the NBA, like when the Pelicans played who did they play? Denver this year?
Yes. No.
Or no?
Gorgeous.
Oklahoma City.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, and it was clearly like they're like, oh, this guy has all these blocks. I'm like, he's fouling them every damn time, and they wouldn't call it. Like they were just like clearly calling.
Holmgren.
I mean, yeah.
Chet Holmgren.
Speaking of Oklahoma City, I saw that Josh Giddey got straight up traded for Caruso.
For Caruso, I saw that. Yeah.
So
Little bald fellow.
yeah.
The bald eagle.
But and a lot of people are saying that Oklahoma City got the better end of that deal. I don't know. Like I said, Caruso's a really good defender, but
Giddey's
but
way better.
That's what I would have thought.
More
Giddey's-
upside.
He's young. He's younger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's got years ahead of him. Caruso's older, huh?
Yeah.
He's
At
like in
least
his early
At least he
30s.
looks older. You know.
I mean, yeah, right. He's like in his early 30s, I think.
But yeah, I would have thought that the Bulls made out better there with Giddey, but he's just got to get his allegedly.
Let's keep himself in check.
Got some new talent to hit up in Chicago.
What I can say about the Celtics winning is that I had to go back and check. It was 2018 was Jason Tatum's rookie year, and that was when that Gordon Hayward got that huge contract and he got hurt in the first game, and they also got Kyrie Irving, trying to like get these big stars, and none of them panning out. And Tatum was like next man up, and him and Jaylen Brown basically as draft picks, kind of like I hate saying it, how the Warriors got good, went off the draft. They didn't pay for big talent, and they grew and became champions. And then even beating Kyrie Irving on the Mavericks, it's kind of fitting, because it's like
Kyrie Irving was carrying.
He left. That's when he left the Cavs because he was like, I'm sick of not being the man, So he goes to the Celtics, and then he fizzled out pretty quick with the Celtics. And
kudos to both of them for kind of putting the ego aside a bit. To be like, hey, we're gonna be Batman and Robin, but on any given day, the other person can be Batman, and the other person will be Robin, and we're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
And Danny Ainge for the trades to pick up Porzingis, get rid of Marcus Smart, get Drew Holiday.
Dude, the Drew Holiday trade, everybody,
that was
dude.
They were talking about him possibly being an MVP after game 2.
Golly.
Yeah, I'm happy for him
so
too.
stacked. I'm happy for Holiday, but he won one with the Bucks, didn't he?
Yeah. So
Yes.
Two championships since leaving us. But.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I just like seeing that.
I liked Holiday
draft picks, and just stick with the draft, and you can get good players. Obviously, I mean that goes back to the Thunder with SGA, whatever. It's like he got traded after one season from the Clippers for Paul George. It's like they just let the dude pan out. Now he's one of the stars of the league.
But you see a lot of NBA teams like name chasing stars, and the biggest example of the most recent example of a failure of that is the Suns. With Beal, Booker, and Durant. I understand, like, Durant and Booker, sure. The Bradley Beal contract is awful because he never is healthy enough to contribute, and they have no resources left over for the rest of the roster. Right. And these Boston will have $600 million tied up in 2 players, but they drafted them and they've done really good moves secondarily to help the rest of the team. But so it's I wonder how few of like super teams we're going to see where teams trying to build through the draft because it's cheaper and better for you in the long run.
And it's showing that that's the better teams, lately that are winning.
And also, you just need a thing called patience. Yes, they failed a lot, but like a lot of teams, like the Timberwolves, need to stay patient and keep tweaking and tweaking.
Oh, yeah.
But they're on the cusp of that. Dallas made some trades and drafted well, and if they can keep Luka and Kyrie playing to the ability they normally have, they're going to be there. But you have to you have to do some losing and suffer a little bit, and then that's kind of when you get over the hump. And Boston, I think, just turned the corner on getting over the hump when they lost to the Warriors a couple years ago, and then losing to the Heat after I think a 3-1.
Yeah, they were always there, conference finals. Yeah. But even forgetting about Kyrie and Durant with Brooklyn too. It's like trying to keep making these super teams, and it's like finally Kyrie's kind of like facing like, okay, you're not going to be be a team player, and Luka's obviously the star of the show. So.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have some conversations about what they need to do. Like Kyrie, for as wild as he's been in the past, is kind of like he's finally I guess matured as like an adult, like we all do to a degree. So good for him.
That's what I'm saying with the Mavs. It seems like he's playing finally as a good teammate and supporting his team.
Yeah, and they got to get Luka to probably play a little better defense, a little more defense, maybe get some conditioning going because he's a little.
It's crazy to think that dude's only like 25.
Yeah, he's got a ton of years ahead of him.
Yeah.
But they got the right pieces, I think, to consistently challenge and try to get back there. They got tough competition, but then also so does Denver. Yeah. Jokic and Murray are locked up, I think, for the next 3 years together, at least 3 years together. So they're going to be a problem for a while.
Yeah.
My only complaint with it is just I hate to see the city of Boston win another sports title.
Right.
That's the thing that
They now lead. They got one more than the Lakers did.
they didn't get enough with the Boston Bruins and the Celtics previous championships, and of course the Patriots championships.
Yeah,
They just need more championships, you know. So that was my reason where I was really pulling for Dallas, just because I didn't want to see the city of Boston win another championship. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
They are the Foxborough Patriots.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Well, before we move on from the sports topic completely, I think our What Grinds Todd's Gears segment revolves a lot around sports. So maybe we should do that one next.
And now it's time for another segment of What Grinds Todd's Gears. Alright, so as y'all know, I coached my son's flag football team for 3 seasons.
Hell of a job.
And you know, some of these, I mean, our record was not very good. At the end of the second season, it seemed like we started turning around, but then I had to lose one of my best players, so he went up in age bracket, and so the next year it really didn't pan out. We had 1 win. But anyways, you know, some of these, I've already said, you know, being around the travel ball world and even being around the flag football world, you see some absolute douche nozzles who coach. And there's this one team in particular, my daughter, who played flag football for 2 seasons, ended up playing for this coach 1 season. And she actually liked playing for him, and I think she had a little bit of a crush on her son when she played for him. But the guy's assistant coach, like, never steps foot on the field, like, doesn't run any plays, doesn't do anything. He stands on the sideline with a fucking like Stanley Cup tumbler looking thing in his hand, getting drunk, acting like an ass. And then at the end of the game, when the game's over and we're all shaking hands, he fucking comes and shakes hands too. It's like, you didn't do anything, bro. Like, why are you shaking hands? Well, yesterday I was at my son's travel tournament. And it just so happened that Camden's team ended up playing this guy's team. And I say this guy's team, he was probably like the 3rd or 4th coach on the team. But it was a playground all-star team. It wasn't a travel team. And I'm gonna get y'all's opinion on this. I mean, I know I've kind of sent y'all the text message yesterday.
It's very girthy.
But I mean, what is your opinion on Little League coaches that wear base coach helmets while coaching?
They're protecting their dome. I don't know.
Let me go further, because the reason why I'm asking is this specific fellow who was the assistant coach on the flag football team who's holding his little girl's Stanley Cup on the sideline.
This girl's Stanley.
Was wearing a base coach helmet, or helmet hat, as I like to call them, but he wasn't even coaching. He wasn't even the first base coach or the third base coach. He was standing just outside the dugout, kind of leaning on it, with a clipboard in his hand. So you're not even on the baseline.
Statistician.
You're basically in the dugout, and you're wearing a fucking base coach helmet. I mean, you look like a total fucking nozzle. So I mean, I'm going to give my opinion first.
Did he dip the dots out of the hat before he put it on?
I think he ate the Dippin' Dots from the snack bar and then put it on.
Does he try to finish a hot dog in one bite?
I would probably. He probably deep throats that son of a bitch. But I mean, the question I'm going to ask is: so, would you say this guy is a nozzle or no? Is it appropriate for a little league coach to wear a base coach helmet? Because I'm going to tell you, this is honestly the first time in the 3 years of travel ball that Camden's played that I've ever fucking seen it. So
safety first, Todd. He's protecting his dome.
So my vote is nozzle. I mean, the guy's a genuine nozzle as it is, but to wear the helmet, you just kind of solidified it.
I have a few more questions.
Go ahead.
Question number 1. He's done this all season, correct?
This is the first time I've seen him actually coaching. Like, I believe his son, because like I said, this wasn't a travel team. This was like a playground all-star team that was playing in a travel tournament.
Okay.
His son plays on a different travel team, and I'm not going to give the name because, you know, obviously we've given
School names.
School name before it had to be edited out.
No, we haven't.
So I won't give the name
Wait,
of
we're
the
on
travel
video
team that his
today?
son plays on, but they have a very, very bad reputation for being absolute fucking douchebags. Like coaches.
All right, so this is your first time seeing him as a coach.
As a coach, yes.
Okay.
I've seen him outside.
Now he wears
wearing-
his helmet while not coaching the bases.
Yes.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
just
Right.
in the dugout wearing the helmet.
Correct.
Okay, question
Holding
number,
a clipboard.
Definite.
question number 2.
Yeah, the important stuff on that clipboard, I'm sure. Go ahead.
Do you remember what he was wearing?
Was he wearing a jersey?
More importantly, like, was he wearing, did he have like a pullover on as well?
I don't know.
The windbreaker.
There was another one in the
Windbreaker.
dugout where I was also wearing the helmet hat, or the base coach on, whatever you fucking call it. He was wearing a black pullover. I don't think this one was though. I think he was just wearing a green T-shirt representing the playground.
And
The playground colors are green and yellow.
was this coach,
Is this Kenner?
was this potential nozzle also wearing like pit vipers
Twin
or
pepper.
big lens wraparound sunglasses?
He wasn't wearing pit vipers, no.
Okay.
I don't think he was wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, tan lines, where the shades go.
I think he is
He's
memory
around our age.
serves he's either our age or a year younger.
Well, he's definitely what we call a look at me Louis. Someone that wants to do something for attention and to be seen.
Absolutely. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't think he's obviously not the head coach because normally the head coach is on the third base line and the assistant
Did he
number
go
one
to
assistant
high
coach is
school
on the
with
first
this?
base line and he's in the dugout. So my opinion is this dude was his kid made all stars and decided I'm gonna act like I'm a coach and be so I can feel important, look important. So he gets his little helmet hat and he's wearing it with his clipboard. He's
Yeah, they ain't
walking around
jackasses like that on
looking
our
like
All-Star
he's
team.
important.
Yeah, this is just a douchebag that wants to look cool.
Yeah.
There's no safety protocol. Like unless you've got a Mike Trout on your team, but this kid's roping like line drive foul balls.
If you're
You're
in
not
the
going to get
dugout.
smoked in the
And he actually
head.
smoked a single off of his son. So I mean,
You're-
I got great
You're in
satisfaction out of that.
the you're in the dugout.
Even if you're not in the dugout, he could be standing as the first base coach. If you're that worried about getting brain damage from a ball from a little league kid getting roped at your head, you probably ever have brain damage.
I'm not even sure he was
I
wearing
can see
it though.
if it's regulation for them to wear.
Nah,
it.
this
I don't know, like-
required's
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
But I don't
like,
think he was wearing it because he was afraid of getting hit in the head.
That's
I
the part.
I
Okay.
legitimately think this dude was wearing it to think
That
that
looked
he was thinking he looked cool with it.
Yeah,
Now,
Yeah.
at any point, did he take it off and have another hat on under it? Because
No, I don't know if he had the hat on under it.
I don't think he ever
take
took.
it
I
off.
don't think he ever
Never
took
took it
He
off,
was
so it's hard to know.
because
so happy about it.
not that it's any kind of justification.
Just love a man in a uniform, Sean.
At first, because my only thought would be maybe
Was it plain or logoed?
Oh, it had a logo on it. It was a green with the logo on it in yellow.
The jury must be out because this says first base coaches do more than just stand around. It's pictures of the Red Sox.
because I was
Just
thinking
stand
maybe like the sun's really bad. He really needs something because his eyes are just getting
Then wear a hat.
destroyed. Maybe he doesn't have a hat though. So maybe it's like, you know what?
So he's gonna go buy.
I just found it comical
like,
though
a very
because
expensive helmet.
the
But no, but
head-
if they might be already there for provided by the team.
No?
Because it's branded with the team's logo on it, or the park logo or
do
something.
you think they do like the half face mask thing, like the
I-
girls do for softball?
I don't doubt that this dad would also not get like the jaw protector attachment. Like next season, he might show up with the jaw protector attachment on it to coach your
the
base.
little elbow,
Oh,
the little elbow
yeah,
pad.
yeah. This is also the dad that probably plays like rec softball, and he's got like baseball pants that are size way too tight.
Is he wearing a cup?
Oh, 100%.
Arm
He's
sleeves.
got.
Mike, do you think
Arm
this guy's
sleeves.
a grower or a shower?
Oh, this guy just has no dick.
Speaking of the arm
I
pad,
vote nozzle.
I think I saw Barry Bonds on the Willie Mays San
Two
Francisco
nozzles.
game.
Two nozzles.
He's looking a lot smaller than he did when he played baseball. Like deflated from the steroids.
I've seen it allegedly.
Okay, if you happen to see this guy,
Allegedly, right?
you need to really pay attention to see what vehicle he drives.
It's probably a Wrangler. You think it's a Wrangler or a Subaru?
No, it might be one of those really, really big jacked up trucks.
With truck nuts?
What are you talking about? No, We had a friend who actually thought that the nuts hanging off the back of the truck was cool. So, can you guess which one that was, Mike?
Yes.
That person should not be your friend.
Did he drive for Coca-Cola?
Did he wear a super tight T-shirt for my dad's funeral?
Oh my god, I think I know who it is now.
Does he look like Jason Aldean?
Is he afflicted by affliction?
Was he the original ghost?
But I'm going to vote nozzle here as well. But I think it definitely ties in a lot to what Patrick is saying here. I have never seen anybody at the little league level. I mean, I'm sure high school coaches may wear them, and we know college coaches. I think are required.
I've seen high school coaches wear them.
But at the same time, I've never seen it at the little league level. And if this guy is not base coaching, then he is strictly doing it to say, "Look at me." That's like so. Nozzle is my.
Look, obviously, if you're base coaching, it's a different story. Maybe at the little league level, I mean, I don't.
But
know.
like I said, the head coach.
That's kind of extreme. But if you're really safety minded, maybe he uses a hard hat for work every day. You know, like
have you ever?
Hey, you know, there's those kind of people, right?
Todd, have you ever spoken to him?
No.
Okay, because I'm. Let me see how
I didn't want to shake the dude's hand when he came on the field at flag football.
He probably has really small hands.
It's like when I coach flag football, I run the offense, and I usually have a defensive coach. So we flip. When my defense comes on, he comes on the field. Small hands. A lot of coaches do it that way. Like to me, if you're going to act like you're an assistant coach, do something. Like step on the field. You know, attempt to coach. You know, do that.
Okay. My opinion is he's a nozzle. I also, with the caveat saying that maybe he might have a situation going on where he needs to protect his skull.
Oh, infant dick syndrome? Oh wait, no, I thought you said skull.
I mean, it's just a fountain of little league knowledge going on up there, you know.
So Pat, I'm trying to come up with like the devil's advocate answer to this, and like I just can't because like, does he have an injury? And like, don't stand on the field.
So
if you're not,
you know how like newborn babies, newborn babies have the soft skull on top. It has just never developed. You know?
So there was a girl that played kickball.
Is this a seizure helmet?
2-3 years ago, and I don't remember the exact reason, but she had a brain, like a skull fracture. And she's doing well, but she wanted to continue playing kickball, so she would wear a helmet to prevent any kind of collision. And we all had to understand, like, hey, if there's a defensive play happening against her, like, please maybe just lightly tag her with the ball, or just throw it to the base. Don't like red hot her like that, and please try to avoid any sort of collision. We love the fact that she wants to still play in this league. We just have to. Player safety is obviously important. No one wants to get hurt, just in general. But she has a legit concerning worry. So that made me think of this. Like maybe he has a situation,
but he's not actively putting himself in, like, or working to like.
Maybe
the dude sounds like.
I'm trying to find.
But there was another coach in the dugout wearing a helmet too, so it wasn't just him. I mean, so
that's
maybe they all
both having soft skulls. You know what I mean?
Do they wear men diapers?
They have lucky tampons.
Wes Walker wears man diapers, so at least he was on the commercial.
Well, I don't know. I think
those kids get rowdy in the dugout. You know, you got to protect your dome.
God forbid he gets hit in the head with a Gatorade bottle.
Concussed by a sunflower seed packet.
Some big league chew.
Yeah, he's definitely look at me, Louis. It's definitely a douchey thing to do, especially if you're not like coaching. So
it's an open and shut.
It's an open and shut case. It sounds like it's a unanimous decision here.
Open and shut nozzle.
Shut the nozzle.
Unanimous nozzle.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you were required to wear one, that's fine. High school, college,
right?
Pro,
they can actually hit, like,
I can't
rockets.
see a little league kid smoking you in the head. I mean, maybe it's possible. Anything's possible.
They can, but I mean, like, highly unlikely.
Right.
I mean, you just have to turn in a man card.
You can like catch it with one hand, like.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, here's my man card. Give me the hat.
Oh man. Well, not as aggressive of a turn for it grinds my gears as I thought we were going to have.
Well, I mean, I guess what really grinds my gears is wearing base coach helmets when you're not along the base. First off, at Little League games, and then when you're not even on the baseline.
When you're
Quite a
keeping
bit
stats.
costly.
Could we get you to wear one, and just to see how it feels, and maybe report back on it? Maybe it changes your demeanor. Maybe
I will only wear one when we play that team again. But it's got to be my son's team logo. It's got to be a red helmet
Yes.
with the bird logo.
But
Hey.
what if there's somebody on the other team that has a podcast
I'll be
that
that.
Like
will
this-
talk shit about
this
you?
fan-
And I'll take.
Sitting in the
And I will take the
stand.
help. I'll be that nozzle.
no. What you do is you walk up with a fucking sticker. You go up to the back of his helmet. You slap the sticker on the back of his head and concuss him in his nozzle helmet.
The sticker right here.
Welcome to the wasted
Wasted wagon
Yeah.
sticker.
You've been had.
You've been bad.
You've been had. We're gonna start vandalizing property. Like, you've been had is our tag.
Here's your lucky tampon.
It's always something with you. Oh boy. Well,
Does anybody else have anything that grinds their gears?
the heat. It's fucking hot, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I know.
It's hot.
I will agree with that. I just y'all seen it. I just finished painting or restaining and sealing my pool deck, and it took me a whole week. And the only reason why it took me a whole week was because I had to keep taking breaks from this heat. So yeah, that is a definite gear grinder for sure.
If you are one of these people during the winter time and say, "Oh my God, it's so cold! I can't wait for the warm weather and the heat," fuck you.
Fuck y'all.
I'm with you on that, Pat.
I'm with you.
How
I tell
about?
those people, I was like, you gonna be saying that in July?
But it goes both ways. When it's this hot outside, the people are like, "Man, I can't wait for winter time," and then like
Yeah.
we have like a 32-degree frosting. Like, "Oh my God, it's so cool! I don't know what to
I'm
do.
out
I don't
there-
have enough.
I'm out
I don't
there
have
in
enough layers and
You
clothing
mean
for this."
wearing
Well,
the, wearing the
yeah.
zip-up hoodies when it's 69 degrees outside?
Kids wear hoodies.
Don't get me started on that. People that wear hoodies during the dead of spring and summer. What do you do?
I'm like, what are y'all?
Hey, let's get
nuts?
Carson in here on this time. Get Carson in here.
What do you do? It's not fashionable.
My
You
child
look
was
like
wearing
an
one at
idiot.
camp.
You look like a suspect.
What's that?
Just saying.
Why
People that wear hoodies
So I
during the
wanna
spring and
I want
summer.
to make a note that it was Patrick saying it.
Listen, I'm an equal opportunity here. All colors, races, creeds, and divisions can get the smoke from me. All
I
right.
second that.
I think Carson has got.
Unless you have a skin condition and you should not be wearing a hoodie in this heat. You're asking for problems, and you look like a nozzle.
It's ridiculous.
Sorry, kid.
When I picked my child up from camp on Friday, she's wearing a zip-up. It's like, the gym's cold, and we're walking to the car. It's hot. Take the fucking sweater off.
Right.
Like the old Jeff Foxworthy. Here's your sign.
Yeah.
I think Carson's main thing that why he continues to wear a sweatshirt is that he wears them to the gym. He's been used to trying to keep his weight down, so he's been wearing them all through the summer, but mostly at the gym.
I just look. I know we're talking and it's funny and stuff, but I do want to say for those of y'all listening, I want to remind y'all that that's just not safe to do. As well as it not looking cool, it's just really not a good thing to do because people can have heat strokes, heat exhaustion, and possibly die because of something stupid like that. Anyway, go ahead.
And like I get it, like if you're a gym bro and you want to throw on your pump cover so you don't look all jacked and roided out as you go in and out of the gym like that, cool, do your thing, but just know you look like a douchebag. That's all.
And you might,
Don't come try and fight me.
True.
Don't come try and fight me when you see me in the streets because I said this and I called you a douchebag because I can run faster than you. I will run from you.
He's a
I would-
semi-professional athlete.
I wouldn't even say semi.
He's a semi.
I played one on Sunday. And that's about it.
He's a semi.
There will be a group of hooded gentlemen coming towards you. We listen to the podcast. We're ready to kick your ass.
Meet Mr. GLOCK. I'm always down for a little chitty chitty bang bang. If you know what I'm fighting. Anyway,
What's next on the agenda here?
Celebrity deaths. I mean, wait.
there's some more viral. There's another viral topic we can talk about.
My thing is like how does something like that get so popular? I mean,
It's called the internet.
It's happened a
And
couple
people-
times
I
before.
mean, I'm pretty sure this girl is probably going to end up making a lot of money off it.
Oh, she's
she's
already
probably
rich,
already
bro.
getting like
There's already pictures of her with the hats on that say
it's crazy.
Hot
I've seen,
Tuah
I
24.
saw something with like advertising like a car decal with that shit, on it.
So I mean,
So do we know her name? Is it Haley Welsh?
Why you gonna look for OnlyFans?
Is it Katie Somerset or is it Haley Wellington?
I don't
Where-
know.
where
I
did
didn't know
those
if they
choices
ever.
go?
Where do
I didn't
names
know if
come
they
from?
ever released names. Period. Like,
yeah. So apparently,
Hayden Christensen? No, that's somebody else.
why you gonna look for OnlyFans?
Actually, Heather was watching a movie with him in earlier. She got Little Italy.
So this was a mystery girl. Nobody knew who she was, and somebody said it was this one, and somebody said no, it's not that one, it's this one. And she's a teacher. No, but she's a bartender. I don't know. I kind of follow.
Well, I hope she's not a teacher.
That's-
She
that's-
probably
She
would.
might be
We've
something.
seen those stories already.
So I think it's from what I've read, they've pinned it down to Haley Wellington, which did get fired. She was a preschool teacher.
Oh well, if that's the case, yeah. But I'm
But,
sure she's.
but I don't know. I mean,
shocked.
things change daily with the internet. You know how
If she
it
did
is.
lose her teaching job, she'll make more money based upon,
So you probably still have OnlyFans, that's for sure.
Supposedly,
Selling
like
merch.
the day after, all the kids, all the preschoolers were
The preschoolers. Jeez.
They can't stop
It
spitting.
was
in
a
class.
huge issue in the school.
but it's crazy because that girl was probably just out on in Nashville having a fun night out, and this guy comes and interviews her, and she never thought that one thing she said to this random guy interviewing her. So I said we could have somebody sitting on this podcast and say something and end up being famous for it. If anybody, it would be. I think,
It would probably be Mike.
100% is gonna be
and
Mike.
it wouldn't be in a good way.
Well, I wouldn't
Hey,
doubt
if I-
there'll be.
But if
If
Mike
I can
profits
cash-
off of it,
If I can cash in on anything I say, it's a win for me.
If it buys me a boat, I'm all good.
even
with it.
if Mike sold his boat.
But it's, hey,
I haven't sold it yet. I want to sell it.
Even if you're like the bad guy.
Which maybe next weekend I'm off. How about we do a pod on the boat while I still have it.
one last hurrah. We're gonna sink this bitch. So let's get into this Hawk Tuah thing, because I had some opinions on the overall thing, and not so much her. I don't care anything about her. I don't know her name because they haven't really found it. Don't care her profession is not important to me. That's not outrage. I guess the publicity it's gotten from people like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever, and I'm like, I don't think it's that big of a deal, nor should it be. Like, it's some earth-shattering thing that, like, hey, if you on it, it might enhance things. What am I missing here? Why is this such
It's like-
outside
like
of
that's
just
something
being
new.
funny? Is it?
I thought it was like a funny thing, and then like the way she kind of said it. It's not so much to me. It's not so much what she said; it's how she said it.
Okay.
It was more of the unexpectedness of it.
Yeah.
It sounded funny because, like, you can tell, like, she had a tinge of being hammered.
Yeah.
So it sounded great.
Funny,
So just
you
her
know?
mannerisms and whatnot
And then
really
she had
played
like a
into
little
it as
twang.
well.
And,
Yeah.
you know.
But, like, some, like, people getting... I've seen people... And granted, these idiots that are getting outraged that she said this horrible thing or this taboo thing or whatever. Like,
I've never heard anybody say anything.
look,
bad.
go find the fucking... You can go find plenty of Karens.
But I have small group of friends.
I'm sure the people Mike's interviewing here are
I have
all
very
men.
small.
No, I'm like, you can go on, like,
I haven't heard
Twitter.
anyone say anything bad about that.
You can go on Twitter and Reddit, all these fucking blue hair Karens
yeah.
or curls, pearls clutch. Like, oh my god, I can't believe you would say something like that. That's disgusting. I'm like,
if you hang out at the YMCA long enough around the oldies,
Yeah,
you probably hear them saying, "Do you
You
believe
might hear
that?"
some chatter about it at the YMCA coffee table.
Talking about spitting on that thing.
Well, I do want to say that assisted livings and nursing homes are the leading places to catch an STD, and
How so, Mike?
well, obviously they're doing some
Banging.
obviously they're doing some hot chewing. Okay,
There's some more immune systems.
Cialis and
Viagra,
just
hell of a drug.
saying.
Right on top of the bingo tables in a hole.
I mean, I don't know for a fact. That's a statistic. I mean, you can look it up. I'm not making that up.
Right on the shuffleball courts.
I'm not making that
Shuffleboard
up.
courts.
I'm old people. You know. They just can't get off each other.
And then them over to walkers.
Did you learn arts and
like
crafts?
like Sunny.
Probably hitting the calves.
Every time Patrick writes something down,
No,
it makes me nervous.
Patrick writes something down is like the equivalent of like a psychiatrist or a therapist. And so he's like, I told a really funny joke to my psychiatrist. She wrote it down, and like, but she didn't laugh.
makes me
So
nervous.
you know, it's like
Michael, go on.
it's like go on.
No, I every time I
Mike said something that needs to be added in 30
no, you can
Timestamp and
you
everything.
can look at the paper. It's nothing but episode title ideas, and you just gave us the gem of quote unquote. Obviously, they're doing some Haktuin, talking about nursing homes, and I'm like, that's a potential winner for an episode title.
Nursing home Tuah.
So I have a question for everybody.
Geriatric.
What do y'all think the longevity of this is going to last? Like, is this going to be done in like a week and then no one's going to remember it? Or?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna fizzle pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I think back in
Month and a half.
Do y'all remember the hide? I'm losing my train of thought. So it's climbing in your windows, snatching people up, hide your kids, hide your wife.
I remember that.
So like that's still pretty. I don't want to say fresh, but you know that comes to mind when something like this happens. So like, is this going to be that new thing?
That was auto-tuned in the news. That was
yeah,
like,
but
that
this
was
is
like a
already
whole
getting
bunch of
auto-tuned and whatnot.
Yeah,
it's
it's
all
all
over the place.
Antoine Dotson, he got pretty popular off of that.
Yeah, Daniel.
But that was like-
a web redemption.
Yeah,
I was gonna say if
yeah.
Tosh was still around, Hawk Tuah would be on
There's all
Tosh
these
Point
old
Out.
And like
videos
he
with
would have
chocolate
a
rain and
blast.
all kinds
He
of
would have a
shit.
blast with that one.
I think this will last. The memes will be there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
now you can just get a meme clip or a GIF of Tuah, and it'll just you can just insert it.
The memes are
Yeah,
fucking great.
The memes have been
Nice.
absolutely
I think
fantastic.
my favorite
There's
one
no
was
way
with
of knowing.
fucking the Jurassic Park one with the thing that spits.
Yeah.
My favorite
I haven't
one
seen that one.
with Kamala Harris. She's like, "You're not gonna come," and she's like, "You're not gonna come." And then, are you recording me?
No, I'm trying to find the meme for Russell.
And then Trump comes and is like, "I will come. I will come." And then at the end, Trump goes, "Ah!" I thought that was
Is this related to Hawk Tuah?
Yes, because it was about the Hawk Tuah. Hawk Tuah it started
I saw
off with
one.
the Hawk Tuah.
I saw one where it's Ryu in from Street Fighter, and he's doing a Hadouken, and it says Hakuken.
So,
The memes have already been pretty classic.
I know, yeah.
our Monday kickball league is, like I said, it's themed, and I'm wearing a jersey from one of the themed teams I was on. Someone has already submitted a themed idea for the fall season to be like presidential, like the Hawk Tuah 2024 as a thing. So this is going to go on for a little while. I don't think it's going to like just completely die out, but it'll be like a slow burn. But
People get tattoos to anything.
That one's terrible too.
Yeah, it's not good.
He's serious.
like if I see anybody wearing the merch, nozzle, just off top, nozzle. And it's probably a dude that gets no Hawk Tuah and has truck and gets truck nuts.
Probably the same guy that buys like that anime chick's bathwater.
I'm sorry, what?
Do you know about this?
You've never seen this story?
No.
There's some like anime chick who like sells her used bathwater,
I think it was Amaranth.
dirty bathwater, and these nerds buy it. Like a couple of them got sick from drinking.
These
it.
nerds
Jesus
Oh,
Lord.
If there are any ladies,
Drinking used body wash.
These virgins are like
There's
sitting
also
there
the-
trying to drink the shit. And
The chick that was farting in bottles and selling it, and
Yeah.
she had to go to the hospital.
give
you're selling like 40 for
Do you know-
like
do you not
40 bucks
internet
a pop or something like
a
that.
different kind of internet from you apparently. Let me just do a quick PSA
Russell's on the
right
dark
quick.
Jarred farts, $40 a pop.
If there are any ladies listening to our podcast and you're even mildly attractive, please reach out to me. because I have some.
Patrick wants to buy your farts.
No,
And more bathwater.
quite the opposite. I would like to help you sell these things in particulars. Maybe even manage an OnlyFans page for you. I'm just saying, you need money. I have ambition, and I will absolutely help you. Because if suckers
We can put it on the Wasted Wagons podcast.
branded bathwater.
Branded.
What about like our bathwater from
So we could have a bathwater of the week sale. Yeah.
Yeah, we could all like
This week is
Special edition pounding in the pool water.
brother. You put that in a 32-ounce bottle and just sell that.
What if they're ugly, man?
Well, we could all do like our own flavored bath, like a bath bomb, and then save some of the bath water, and we'll just sell it on the internet.
How many hearts do you think we get?
I don't know.
At least one.
Russell's
At least three.
hot tub water.
I'm saying one buyer. Well, there'll be two buyers for that bath water. Well, for the Todd version and the Trappist set, there'll be two versions of bath water sold. I know what the buyers that are going to be. He's going to slurp your shit up.
After the BBM.
Just after the BBM. Forgot all about that. So when's that happening, by the way?
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's
what?
bad.
It's a big bowel movement.
Big bowel movement.
So after you
I'm not
after
saying,
you
I'm not
left,
saying it out loud.
after you left,
No, but you know, there's a lot of people, not men and women, that are into different things, and it goes along with people buying.
Mike
How many
says
OnlyFans
something,
you
there's
subscribe to,
always
Mike?
some kind of
yeah. But like you notice, everyone
some kind of bomb getting dropped.
and everyone kind of perks up. And they're like, what's he
When
going to
is
say
about to
now?
come out of that mouth hole?
We should get like vinyl figures created, Mike. I think yours might be the top seller.
So,
He's definitely a fan favorite.
so people do buy,
Reach out to the
used
guys from
underwear.
Latvia.
And like some people have the foot fetish thing, and so there are those kind of people, and I am willing to bet there will be people out there that would be interested in the pounding in the pool water.
It's just supply and demand. I mean,
Flavored or unflavored? We can sell both.
That's what she looks like. Her name's Belle Delphine.
Yeah. After
okay,
seeing
that's
this,
what I thought you were talking about. Yeah.
Who?
Hey Todd, that's the chick that sells I use
I
bath
knew
water.
that. I didn't realize she was doing that, but I know who Belle Delphine is. Yeah.
Wow.
She was the one that was like crossing the pedophilia line. It's like, no, she's of age, even though she looks like a teenager.
Yeah,
GM baby.
Yeah, I don't think
Patrick
I don't
wants to
think
be
that's
your
ever
bathwater
happened.
pimp.
I'm not ever
You take another shower now.
You say pimp, I say marketing manager.
I provide services for people who want services.
Help me help you.
Exactly.
Like, you want to sell your used underwear? You want to sell your feet pics? I might know a guy.
that's really tame.
Hey, sometimes you gotta start small. You start with the feet, you get to the underwear, and then you can get to all the other services you want to provide.
Use tampons. I'm your guy.
I want the
Heard
record
it first here.
from Mike. I want the record to show Mike said that.
Did not.
That's not getting redacted, so you're fucked.
Oh my god.
It's just innovation. We're taking things that already exist and
Going back to
streamlining it for
So
people's
going back
services.
to the used bath water, though, I mean, like when these virgins sit here and buy this stuff, like, and they actually think that it's like a great idea to be drinking that shit. Man, did they really know it was her? It was in it by some fucking dude that was sitting in it.
Dude,
Or
the
Is it authentic?
likelihood of that she was in it is very, very low. Very low. It's
But also-
probably like the shit that she washes her dogs and shit.
But also think about it. Even for her, even if let's say it is, it's no harm to her. It's not costing her anything. She's just scooping the water that's used already. It's going to go down the
It's gonna
drain.
go down the drain.
Yeah, and she's like, "Hey, let me put in some mason jars and sell to somebody."
Zero
Moonshine.
overhead.
I am not going to kink shame
Jars cost
people.
a few cents, but you know,
Well, I'm just gonna say it. It's a little
shipping
fucking weird.
costs.
A little fucking weird.
Oh, I'm gonna make it spicy this time and pee in the water.
Hey, Bubba. Bubba, come urinate.
Bubba,
for me.
come on, man.
When she goes to ship it, and the post office says any liquid perishable, and it's like possibly.
And she's like, "How you define liquid
Jar of my
perishable?"
bath water with farts in it.
Fragile.
In a mint buzz bath bomb.
Bath bomb farts.
BBF.
I just
To
saw
go along
one that
with
said the
BBM.
last bath bomb. It was a bath bomb of a toaster.
What?
Wait, what?
I just saw a bath bomb on the internet that said it's called the last bath bomb and it's a toaster.
Oh, jeez.
Nice. Cord included, yeah.
Outlet not
But required. Separate purchase required.
Use this.
Well, some other things that have been trending in the news lately has been the recent DUI arrest of Justin Timberlake. Does anybody have anything they want to add on that topic?
Nope.
He's a bum. He's a bum.
He's bringing sexy DUI pics back.
Isn't he smashing Jessica Biel?
I think they're married. Weren't they married?
They're
or-
still together, I think.
Are they?
What does she think about the DUI?
That he's still Justin Timberlake and she could get two shits. He's got $10 million. I mean, like, or however many million
It was
dollars.
nozzle.
He's got a rally cap on?
Rally cap. So rally cap inside out. Glasses on. Night game now. Cubs fan, of course.
Is that a man bun in the back too?
No, that's just some pruned old woman's skin.
Some blue hairs.
Some blue,
Some blue hairs.
some blue hair's neck skin. sorry to interrupt. There was just some nozzle in a Cubs jersey with his rally cap inside out, still wearing sunglasses at a fucking night game.
Night game.
That used to be a
Some blue
thing in the
hairs
90s, you know?
Bless their heart. So back to Justin Timberlake. Let me just say this. Justin Timberlake's mugshot could be anyone's like thirst trap photo and it would work. I don't know what the Hamptons PD has for a photo take room, but there's probably some low grade wannabe IG models that be like, damn, I gotta DM them about their setup. They look fucking glowing. Like that dude had to have a ring light on it somehow. There's no way you look that pretty and that well put together, looking hammered enough to get arrested.
I mean, the only thing I really have to add on that, one, obviously, there's been some good memes that came out on that one too, like the one that it's got the red glow on it and it says, "What my Dino Nugs see, look out the microwave at 3 a.m." But and I read the story and he said when the police officer arrested him, Justin Timberlake was basically like, "Oh, you can't arrest me, like this is going to mess up the world tour." Mm-hmm. And the police officer had no idea who he was because he was probably like 20 years old or something like that and didn't know who he was. So he was like, "What do you mean world tour?" But it just kind of shows, another thing when a lot of these big superstars get arrested, they just kind of feel like they're above authority and above the law, where it's like, "Oh, you can't arrest me because you're going to mess up my world tour."
I'm surprised
Don't
he got
break the
arrested.
law.
Like, yeah.
Quit breaking the law, asshole.
The world doesn't revolve around your world tour.
Speaking of
It's
right.
It's just your tour. Like, what happens if you were to kill somebody? Sorry about your world tour.
Right.
How about the family that now has to suffer through this problem?
Yeah, and I don't know. We recently talked about this with P. Diddy. I mean, he probably never thought he was going to get caught with the things he was doing. It's just, I guess, when people get that certain level of fame and certain ego, they just feel like they're untouchable.
Yeah.
What exactly was he doing? Not doing?
P. Diddy was doing a little bit more than half doing.
He was skiing.
He was doing some. Diddy was doing some diddling.
Definitely.
do.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add to the Justin Timberlake thing other than my joke about
They
how
could have
radiant he
photoshopped
looked.
his eye though. Man, his eyes are a little red.
They could have taken the red out.
They could have taken the red out of him,
He still looked stunning for being.
It was. Well, I agree with you. It was a good
Patrick
picture.
is a
It was a
A
very
love
good
letter
picture.
to Justin
enamored
Timberlake.
over there, huh? I mean, I am too.
I would have
That's
preferred
why.
it. I would have preferred if he had the little curly hair,
The frosted tips from him.
This is Patrick's
From the 99.
second shout out to a man today. Tennessee's coach first, Justin Timberlake second.
Complete silence.
Nothing further to add on that subject.
I'm not the one having BBM night.
Ooh.
It's not happening.
That pool pond better happen though.
Well, the other participant moved to North Carolina, so
Someone's got to replace him, or fly his ass in. To get
maybe.
I got 5 on it.
But he don't like us now, though.
You can kidnap him. He's not gonna put up a fight. Wait, I should not say that we're gonna do illegal crimes on air. So if he comes up missing, we didn't do it. But
It wasn't me.
it wasn't me.
Like Shaggy says.
It wasn't me. But yeah,
Are we talking about Waterloo?
I'm sorry. What?
We're talking about Waterloo?
The Battle of Waterloo.
Sure.
Battle at Waterloo.
I don't know this, but yeah. Yes, Mike. We're talking about Waterloo.
Oh, okay. Fuck that guy.
I know that's what we're talking about.
Brought Waterloo to a beer party.
Oh boy.
Redact.
No, Mike. It's not getting
Not
redacted.
at stage.
Nah, yeah, you can leave it.
You're
I'll
gonna say
double down on it. Fuck that guy.
now that's the kind of attitude I like.
Cheers. Oh wait, this must have been.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
sorry, go ahead.
I don't think there's anything positive celebrity wise in the news lately.
Yep. Well, there have been a good bit of celebrity deaths since our last pod.
Yeah.
About at least 4 that we can think of.
Yeah, Donald Sutherland?
Donald Sutherland, yeah.
Yeah, Jerry West.
Jerry West,
Willie Mays,
Willie Mays.
and
What
Bill
did,
Russell. Bill Russell.
what did Donald Sutherland die of? Anybody know?
Old age.
Just old age? Was he really that old?
I don't know.
He
Yeah, he's
there.
pretty old. 88.
Really?
Bill Walton, not Bill
88 or
Russell.
80.
Bill Walton.
Yeah, Bill Walton.
Yeah, 88. Yeah, he was old. He was old in the Italian Job.
Mhm.
He died in that movie.
Does anybody have a favorite Donald Sutherland movie?
I mean, that's
Probably
Animal
Dirty
House
Dozen.
comes to mind.
Yeah, Animal House was probably definitely my favorite.
Dirty Dozen. Didn't he drive the tanks in that?
I mean, I personally like the first Hunger Games a lot.
I like war movies. Oh yeah.
What?
Sorry. I'm sober, so I'm having the withdrawals.
What is everybody drinking?
Agua.
Oh yeah.
I think the bulk of the room is drinking water.
It's like most everybody's drinking water. Patrick's the only one drinking.
I got a Modelo and a fucking liter of water.
I got one of these Happy Dad seltzers,
Is the fruit punch?
raspberry flavor. It's not too bad.
Well, a lot of us had a lot to drink yesterday. Wrote an all-day swimming affair with beer, followed by impromptu bourbon tasting.
And some pickle shots in there.
Ooh.
Pickle bite.
John's done did just scan.
Texas crab?
Yep.
It's the only way to go for
The one and
Bill
only.
Walton.
It is.
I mean, I know, if we go talk about Jerry West and Bill Walton, they were a little bit before our time. I mean, I think we're probably more familiar with Luke Walton than Bill.
Oh, his commentating.
Yeah, true.
But Jerry West was the NBA logo. I mean,
Bill
Yeah.
Walton or Bill Russell?
It was Bill Walton.
Bill Walton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mostly remember him obviously from just commentating on games and being a guest on certain ESPN shows, always being kind of wacky and having a vibrant personality, and talk about the Grateful Dead because apparently he loved the Grateful Dead, and they did a pretty cool tribute. Tim, I don't know if maybe you guys can find like the video of it and maybe just like retweet it on like pages, but like that one of the tributes they did to him was like a full screen background while they were playing some songs at a recent show, because he was pretty much at every Dead show. He's been a fan of theirs for a long time. I still can't understand the Deadheads and the following that band had and has.
Yeah.
But
I'm the
That's-
same way with the Jimmy Buffett shit. The Parrot Heads, those songs are so generic, dude.
I have a funny story.
He was a nice guy and it was fun. Like, I love what they did on South Park. Like, AIDS burger and paradise.
So this past weekend, for Father's Day weekend, I went to Margaritaville
There
in
you
Biloxi. And I walk in and, walk into the hotel and whatever. Of course, they're playing Jimmy Buffett everywhere, right? We get into the elevator, and they had this family in the elevator, and they were talking and whatnot. And they're talking about Jimmy Buffett. And, of course, Mike being Mike. I said, I don't know these people, right? I said,
Who the fuck is
wait.
Jimmy Buffett?
I said, Jimmy Buffett? That's how you say it? I thought it was Jimmy Buffet. So I was expecting a big old laugh and a chuckle.
Nothing.
Nothing. They're like,
Crickets.
they look at me. They look at me.
Who the fuck is this guy?
They look.
How
They
old
look
was
at
his
me.
family?
It was like
Our age?
a
or
mother, a
Wow.
couple kids, and a grandmother, I think, and a guy. I think it was a guy. I don't remember how old the guy was. But they look at me,
No
and
doubt.
I'm expecting a chuckle. I'm expecting a laugh, and they're like, "Oh, that's how you say it?" And I was like, "I'm joking." I'm joking.
They were probably like, he just besmirched our Lord and Savior Jesus
It's
Christ.
like, oh my god,
This motherfucker.
He must die.
that's how you say it.
And then I'm gonna make an assumption here, and they're probably like, this brown fella. The catcher on the side. It's like, of course he wouldn't know who Jimmy Buffett is. Not his kind of thing.
It's not Despacito.
It's not that spit
It's
on.
not Despacito.
Sorry.
Mike's kind of spit on that thing.
Biff, I'm glad you said, because I was going to be a bit more racist with my rating. So I'm glad you said that and got that.
Raiders.
No comment.
They probably walked out the elevator saying, "This motherfucker here." Oh shit.
I was actually at Margaritaville with my child when they announced he died. So,
Oh.
and kind of not ironic that he died of skin cancer because the dude looked like he was made of leather.
I mean, we actually went to the Margaritaville on our honeymoon in Jamaica, and it was really cool because they had, you had to take a boat out there, and they had like water slides leading from the actual restaurant into the fucking ocean.
I knew how to have a good time, I'll tell you that.
I found out that they have a Margaritaville in Louisiana. It's in Bow Bridge, and it's called Camp Margaritaville.
Yeah, we're going there next weekend.
Dude, I looked at the pictures. It's awesome.
It was Cajun. It used to be called Cajun Palms. We've been
Oh,
there
that's
before.
Cajun Palms,
Yeah,
really?
Really?
Yep.
Dude, it looks awesome.
Margaritaville bought it out.
Oh, okay. Sure.
The
It's pretty.
water.
It's a pretty cool place. It's just like it gets super packed on like big weekends. So it's like when you're in the pool, it's like literally like body to body,
Yeah.
and nobody's getting out. So you're probably standing in piss water.
I could see that.
I do like the poolside bar that you can swim up to, but yeah, the pool is very warm when you get in.
It's very warm and murky.
The Biloxi one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that's got the bar and so. And
That was
Yeah.
But again, it was kind of like that. It was like nut to butt, man. Everybody in the fucking pool.
nut to butt.
Yeah, it was nut to butt.
Yeah, the one in Roe Bridge.
Patrick, write it down. Oh, he's not here.
It's really. I mean, it's glamping for sure. You got the big adult pool. You got the kids pool with like kind of like, not big water slides, but water slides that are fun enough for the kids. They used to have a beach volleyball court. Maybe they re-put that back in. I'll know in 2 weeks because I'll be going there for 4th of July weekend.
Report
Yeah,
back.
it's-
That would be cool to go.
The
Or
one
back.
that was the one time I've actually stayed camping with Todd. It was there, and it's it's cabins that are AC'd and they have like a water park area, so it's not your roughing it style camping by any stretch.
It didn't look rough in it to me.
So, but it's a nice place, but yeah, it does tend to get pretty crowded.
It's not waking up in a tent with a funny taste in your mouth. In the woods type camping. It's glamping.
It's glamping and nut to butt in the pool.
Why did you wake up with a funny taste in your mouth?
You've heard the joke, Patrick. Come on now.
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'll say the joke. If we go camping and you wake up with your butt hurt and then a funny taste in your mouth, will you tell anybody?
Yeah.
Okay. You're supposed to say no and you say want to go camping.
When I go camping.
Still, do you want to go camping?
Yes. Don't tell me what a good time.
Patrick, you ruined the joke.
The ruiner of jokes is what I do. It's my new title. I am no longer your jefecito.
Which we learned what that means
Jefecito.
today.
Jefecito, you gringo.
Jefecito means, what is it again?
Oh shit!
Little boss
Little
or,
ruler?
or little chief. Little boy rage.
Little chief.
Little daddy.
The
Little,
chief-
little daddy.
The chief of the Tunica tribe?
Chief of the Unga Bungas.
Chief of Oompa Loompas.
Uncle Buggers.
Ugga Duggas. Chief Hakutua.
Chief up to
Chief Hakutua.
Definitely reels with that in it already.
Huh?
Like reels with that in it.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the merch that's out already that people are
I
selling
couldn't
on
believe
Etsy.
how fast it's already.
It's like, I think within
Monetized.
3 hours, I think I saw a hat printed
I saw
and
a
someone
hat,
wearing a
yeah.
shirt. Like,
I was
by 8 a.m. the next morning.
That's crazy.
So it sounds like by the time our next pod rolls around, somebody needs to buy
a tampon.
a Hawk Tuah, a
A used
shirt,
tampon from Caitlin Clark.
some used anime chicks bathwater, and
It's like we can
a
tell
jar
when
of
you're not
farts.
winning.
Sounds good.
So we all have homework assignments for the next episode.
And Mike has to interview a female athlete about a
The lucky shampoo.
superstitious, I guess, clothing item she might have.
Or
Or
accessories.
female hygiene.
Or
hygiene
female
products.
hygiene
Can you imagine
products.
that conversation? Like,
Nope.
so you know, like people wear like dirty underwear and stuff because they're lucky.
Turn them inside out. You wear them again.
I wonder how many words or sentences you get before she either wants to like slaps you or just runs away from you or pepper sprays you.
No, they'll call it.
Or pepper spray. Or pepper spray.
There's so many outcomes to this, and I want all the bad ones to happen.
Oh my gosh.
One of us should buy this T-shirt. If she don't hawk Tuah, I don't want to talk to her.
Sounds like you just volunteered.
Yeah, got an eagle on the
Talk
shirt.
to it.
Oh, brother. You need that for 4th of July.
America.
Wear that on 4th of July.
Sean, explain your shirt to me.
And your mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a hawk.
It's about freedom.
Patriot.
Tony Hawk's
Yeah, you
pro
gotta-
skater.
Yeah.
And Tua Tagovailoa.
Right. Oh, sure.
Apparently Bryce Harper did a hawk Tua celebration
did.
or something.
He did a what?
He did the Hawk Tuah celebration. I sent it to you guys.
Wait, this.
Attaboy. Did he just spat on something?
We
I haven't watched the video yet, obviously. Sorry. Did he just like hawk tool on something after you had a home run?
he got hit and then he got on base and he did like a like with his hands and shit.
Somebody at kickball today was saying hi to somebody. He goes, "Oh, I got a new handshake for us," and it was like the dap, and then like they bring the hands together like that. And he goes, "Tuah," and I was like, that's sanitary. Yeah. Don't ever fucking do that to me. Like I like you, and I'll beat the fuck out of you. You fucking.
So they actually like did it.
No, he demonstrated it in front of me with another person, and I was like, "Yeah, don't ever greet me that way, because my greeting and retaliation is to punch you."
Please knock hawk Tua in progress. The door hanger.
Dude, the merch is on fire.
Yeah,
We just need.
boards with hawk Tua on.
Mike,
I just hope
I-
this girl is getting some of the profit. You know.
Yeah.
Probably
Well,
not.
apparently,
That's the thing.
for the only real thing from all the reports and speculation about her and who she is was that she had a social media account and she immediately deleted all of them after like it got viral because I guess she didn't want all the attention around or didn't want to get out to a certain degree. So that's why they're having a hard time trying to find out who she really is because whoever she is, she's wiped herself off of social media.
Haley Wellington.
Mike,
If you're listening,
Mike's like, it's either Haley,
if you're
well,
listening,
dox this
Haley,
person.
well,
Haley, is it you?
Yeah,
We
of all
should
the
call
places,
in.
of all the places you could go to do your first interview after you became infamous, yeah, come do it on the Wasted Wagons podcast.
Haley, is
It's
it
a
really
safe place.
it's a safe place.
Is the story about the preschoolers True.
Whoa.
Go on Facebook and start DMing all the Haley Wellingtons that you can find.
Hey, are you her?
Mike,
I'm
you should
sure there's people out there that have done that.
Stop sending me this shit. Yeah. Those memes. Stop sending me this shit.
Right.
remove me.
Keep calm and hot to him.
Redact that? No? Okay. Just wondering. All right. Well, on that note, I've done getting myself in trouble for the night. Anybody else want to ruin a career or job before we finish?
No.
Mike, one last time.
No.
Like
No more tampons.
You want to play hit for the road on the way out?
I'm trying to think of something that happened to me this week, but it's nothing positive. So.
One last thing. This just popped in my head. Russell, how was your Saturday night?
What you mean? How was my Saturday night?
How was Saturday?
My Saturday was great.
Well, how was your day leading into Saturday night?
So all right, so Saturday I was supposed to go to this event called Brunch and Brews, which I had this great friend not contact me about a time to show up, and yeah. So we're not going to talk too much about that, but we kind of had an impromptu.
That sounds like an asshole.
Yeah, major asshole. I was looking forward to that event.
Definitely.
I don't know if he's much of the nozzles that the guy wearing the hat, but they're definitely nozzles.
Nozzle activities.
Some friends came down from Baton Rouge, and we had this impromptu, let's go do like I don't want to say world tour, but just the food tour around New Orleans. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. It was also a drinking tour.
Neither did I.
It was supposed to just be lunch. Pat and I were together with some friends from Baton Rouge, and we started off at this place called Lime Leaf. Fantastic Thai food. Please go there if you have not. It's in
Shout out to Patrick, the owner.
Yeah, Patrick, amazing guy. Please go say hello.
Russell is VIP out at this place.
I just happened to go there that much that I know this guy's name now, and we talk all the time.
So, a little bit of backstory, because we didn't see you yesterday. I was supposed to go to lunch with one of my buddies from in town from Baton Rouge. After the breakfast and brews thing didn't happen at Port Orleans. So then Travis was like, hey, anytime after 2 o'clock, y'all can come over, get in the pool and swim or whatever. Like, all right. So the game plan for me at least was go to lunch. And I thought my buddies were going to stay and then leave to go back to Baton Rouge. They were just maybe popping in town to do whatever. Well, they had it on their mind to just do an all-day night kind of thing here.
Day and night.
Great song, by the way.
That is a good song.
And so when he called me at about 12 saying that he was on the road, I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, my girlfriend and our other friend are with us. I'm like, uh-oh. This is going to turn into a shit show. One of the friends is on day 7 or 8 of his Hard 75, like not drinking, eating better, working out thing. So,
which he successfully did up until the point that we left.
Yeah, he still has not had a drink at all today.
Good for him.
So he's doing well on that. So anyway, he decides they want to go somewhere that is not a chain and someplace they eat that's also they don't have in Baton Rouge. Okay, fine.
There was a slight requirement of being at least a 4.0 on Yelp.
Yeah, he's bougie, but sometimes fake bougie. He's like, only want to go to a 4.5 star or better.
That got like the case after case of the Hershey's England.
Yes. Yeah, Scott. Yeah, who you met. So they get in town. They're like, my buddy Ryan's like, I just want a good vibe, a good place to go hang out, maybe like with good scenery. Okay. And bougie ass guy's like, oh, I want to do this and that. Quality of the food, yada yada. So we took him to Lime Leaf. Russell's been trying to tell me about going to this place forever, and I finally went for the first time with the group yesterday. Then they're like, all right, well, everybody's like, all right, well, I want ice cream.
So before that, let's play out everything that happened real quick. So we start at Lime Leaf at like 1 o'clock-ish. Then we go to Felix's, which is like right around the corner, essentially. They have
that second? Yeah, that was
cocktails
second.
over there. And then they're like, well, we got to close out lunch with the dessert.
Because we went to Felix because they wanted oysters.
Which we didn't get oysters.
The lakefront.
Yeah, over by the Blue Crab and stuff.
They make good bushwhackers.
Yes.
I got a margarita.
But the good bushwhackers upstairs.
So downstairs was closed when we were there.
Yeah. So we only had drinks, and my buddy got a water. So then they were like, "Oh, we need to like finish lunch off with dessert." Like, okay, what do you want?
Patrick at Lime Leaf was telling us about Sweet Handcraft, which is a phenomenal bakery. I think right off of Severn,
Behind Lakeside.
I think it has. I don't know if it's like a Korean flair or something. It's some kind of. It's not just like a French bakery or anything like that. It's actually very, very good. I've been like once.
That's good.
Is it better than Russell's macaroons?
They're all gonna have to tell me that. I can't judge.
Did you bring macaroons today? I was told you were gonna bring some macaroons.
They got brought yesterday. I literally took some eggs out to make them yesterday, and I'm not making any more. Or today, sorry, not yesterday.
Sorry, fellas, the bakery's closed.
Until next time.
So they wanted ice cream. We talked about places, and then we ended up going to Bricado.
Oh.
Can't go wrong there, right?
That was after.
Yeah.
I thought yesterday it said like I went to Mercado's and then came back to Felix.
I got it mixed up, so that was on me. It was
Yeah,
a
I
long.
was
It was a
I
long
would
day.
totally believe that.
I didn't
It
realize
was-
how drunk you were.
I was
you didn't look that. You didn't look that drunk.
No, I really wasn't. It was just such a
okay. It
long
was
day.
a long
I
day.
just
Pretty consistently all through this, and that helped a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had a beer at each stop.
Yeah,
we
that's
weren't
like-
drinking,
yeah, that's
like,
what you
the
said. So I was
Yeah,
like,
and I had a ton of water as well. So
Yeah,
I just got it
place,
mixed
yeah.
up.
We kind of did it right with respect to that.
We were somewhat responsible about this. So yeah, we left Felix's, went to Bricado, then we went to
Pizza Dominica.
Dominica
Just to get garlic knots.
Just for garlic knots. Didn't get pizza,
Which
we
turned into was the not burnt charred cauliflower.
the charred cauliflower.
Yeah.
This sounds like an all-day affair.
Yeah, it was.
It
was.
was. It wasn't supposed to be. At least not to me. It wasn't supposed to be.
This was a world tour. Remember?
Yeah.
Don't mess up the world tour.
So we go to Pizza Dominica. We sit at the bar. I got a mango card. Some people got mixed cocktails.
What did I get? It had some kind of like a frozen
Negroni?
Negroni.
Yeah.
I forget. It was like a watermelon Negroni or something like that. It was actually delicious.
So yeah, we finished with Pizza Dominica. We walked down to Backyard Barbecue / Burgers on at the corner of Harrison and Florida Lee. We all get a drink again. We didn't order food.
No food over there.
Then we decided to walk. We passed Basin Bar on the way to Backyard. So now we stopped at Basin to get a drink and shoot some pool. Well, play I guess around a pool each. We leave there and like they thought about going to Chez Pierre to possibly get dessert again.
There's Chez Pierre and there's a
Christ's sake,
Brazilian
how much
bakery
y'all have
over
to
there.
eat?
Shape
Yeah,
Which I was really interested to go in there, but it's closed.
recently at that Brazilian.
Yeah, I want to go back and check that out.
Yeah.
So we leave Basin and like, all right, it's fucking 7:00. I'm done with this world tour of food. Like I gotta get to Travis House because I said I was gonna be there. I gotta bring them. I got some bourbon I gotta bring.
You coming with that?
I'm trying to get to the pool pounding. All right. Well then, bad teammate Russell, after they say, hey, we might still be kind of hungry. I'm like, how the fuck are you still hungry? We've been eating all day since 1:00. How are you still hungry? And they're
Get a
like,
buffet at multiple places.
and then again, bad teammate Russell's like,
At least preface it with, look, so the place Paco's Tacos gets thrown out there, and that's just the instant I'm in anytime I hear that.
Give them little 5 taco specials they got over there.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's so good. The little traditional tacos they just do.
Prickly pear margarita.
You gotta mix the top shelf and
It's
the
gotta
prickly pear.
it's gotta be mixed.
And
And
then
I've
you gotta
gotten just the prickly pear.
It's too sweet.
but
it's
mix
very,
both,
very good.
It's the bomb.
You gotta put some tahini on there as well.
Paco's tacos.
Oh, Paco's.
Little hole.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
no, that's fine because we need to kind of qualify that. Like, I was not on board for this. I was fucking stuffed still from lunch. I didn't, and the Bocado just put me over the top. So I didn't need to eat. I didn't eat anything at Pizza Dominica. I had a small slice of the cauliflower, but didn't have any garlic knots. I didn't want to eat any more. And then, so yeah, bad teammate over there is like, oh yeah, Paco's Tacos, let's go. I'm like, no, bring me to my car. I'm gonna get the fucking bourbon. I'm going to Travis's. He's like, come on, we're going to Paco's Tacos. We're going to Paco's Tacos.
It's actually exactly what I sounded like too.
Yeah. So like a child, I gave in. I'm like, fine, put a Paco's Tacos. And then finally they're like,
One with the $10 taco.
and yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna pass it up. It was fucking delicious.
$10
It's always
taco.
good, but
They got
We
expensive.
we finished there.
Tacos?
Yeah.
No.
$3 for a taco is not that. So three
You got five
$3.50.
tacos
I
for like
remember when tacos were like 50 cents.
Tacos and beer on Tuesdays does dollar tacos.
Well, yeah.
They're very good.
But like, go to look at Torchy's. That's $5 a taco.
Yeah.
$4.55 a taco. Most other places, $4.50. You go to like Modesto. So
I'm just
it could be cheaper.
Inflation sucks.
Yeah. And yeah, then finally that was over. And I'm like, all right, I've had enough of y'all. I see y'all every Wednesday, and we suffer through the same indecision of where to go and what to do and this bullshit. Y'all can go back to Baton Rouge. I'm fucking leaving. I'm full as all hell.
They were trying to get us to go to like restaurant week and do like a 3-course meal somewhere at one of the.
Where do y'all know these people?
So, 2 of the guys are in our kickball circle, and the other guy, his just his girlfriend was with us. So when I go to Baton Rouge and I stay overnight, I stay with one of those 2 at their house instead of getting a hotel or just driving up and coming back late at night. It just makes more sense. So I see them almost every week, and we always kind of go out to eat. Sometimes we'll cook food at someone's house, depending on how if we want to save money or whatever. But yeah, this impromptu, hey, let's just do a lunch turned into a 6.5 hour just world tour of eating, and I'm just like, I'm so over this. I was fucking stuffed. I'm still stuffed. I didn't eat today until almost 2 o'clock, and it was a salad and chicken breast. But yeah, then we finally made it over to Travis's. I brought a bunch of bottles of bourbon. Russell brought some macaroons. Did you bring up? You didn't have a bottle. You brought one bottle, yeah.
Reserve,
Yeah, and then that ended at like what 1?
Wasn't that 1 or
12:31?
Well, 1 o'clock, yeah.
We didn't talk about the wine tasting we did semi-recently.
That was also kind of impromptu because we couldn't record that on that Sunday. So I think I texted Travis. I'm like, hey man, I still have a whole bunch of fucking wine left over from these tastings. If y'all still wanna hang out even though we're not recording, let me know. I'll bring them over. But I kind of went through the whole like Camish spiel that Russell actually went to the Camish tasting on the week before, so he already knew and had tasted the wine. So yeah, it was cool.
I was
like
just surprised by it.
made something out of nothing, just hang out. But we've definitely the last 3 weekends have gotten after it with the alcohols. Wine or spirits. So
Yeah, I drank on Friday too, so it was like I went to like a game night where it was like supposed to be a bunch of people, and it was like just me and a couple, and we just got shit faced and played like 3-person games. It was really fun.
yeah, and Russell bitching at me for about not calling him about going to breakfast and brews. I'm like, hey motherfucker, what time did you stay out till last night? The night before, or the morning of, shall I say?
No.
Yeah.
3 or 4.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't hit you. I didn't call you. You didn't call me either about going.
I actually wasn't out, so I actually had people over and we were playing Nintendo 64 until like 4 in the
Okay,
morning.
you were still doing activities and drinking until 3 and 4. So point still stands. So yeah, this is probably why we're all on water today.
Yeah.
We've all had a weekend.
Well, I was in a pool for multiple hours 3 days in a row this
love
weekend.
fun.
Friday, yesterday, and today.
The pool will take it out of you.
I don't want that much.
And I did have another rum and coke, a Yeti full, and earlier than eating pizza at 4 o'clock and then playing a game at 6 o'clock. I was like, yeah, okay, my stomach's done. So water it is.
Yeah, I had a hair of the dog today with my brother around noon.
Okay, that's all I had to just give that last
There you
little
go.
last few details.
What's everybody drinking? What did everybody drink? Period. We're basically saying
Water.
This
throughout
weekend.
throughout the weekend, yeah.
Because I'm dehydrated and I don't want any more alcohol.
A lot of coconut rum.
The one Modelo was enough for me. So,
Stay salty, my friend.
on that boring, what are you drinking bombshell? Wagons out.
Wagons out.
Yeah.